Hello and good evening. My name is Katie Francis, and you are watching Jamaicans.com. Welcome to every one of you who are watching today from Jamaicans.com Facebook page. I am here with my co-host again, Consul General Oliver Mayer for the Southern United States.
That's right.
He's going to be hosting the Riverside wrap-up with us today. We're at day 2 of the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference, and we have some really special youth guests today.
Yes.
Right? And we're going to be talking about the Youth Innovation Challenge that was a part of this entire setup for the Diaspora Conference. So I have with me Kevin Pinnock.
Good day.
Right? He's the winner of Youth Innovation Challenge. And I have Asher Richards, who is the chair of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Youth Council. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. So we're going to start with you, Asher. Tell us just a little bit about the Youth Council.
Okay, so the Global Jamaica Diaspora Youth Council was founded back in 2020, and it's an initiative started by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade in Jamaica to build affinity among second, third, and fourth generation Jamaicans, as well as to create a sense of community and networking and youth empowerment overall.
Youth empowerment. So how did you become the chair? Because that means you're running the thing. So how did you become chair?
Well, our chairmanship rotates every year. So every 3 years we have elections for our representatives in the US, Canada, and the UK. We also have executive board members, 3 from Jamaica. And our chairmanship, how I became chair, if you want the short and abridged version.
Yes.
At the end of last year, our executive board did a vote, and they decided to vote me as chair. So
Awesome.
Congrats.
Yeah, that sounds simple enough. Just vote and you're chair.
Awesome.
Excellent.
And so, Asha, CJ, you came up with the Youth Innovation Challenge.
Yeah. Well, tell us about that. How did you come up with this idea to do an innovation challenge?
Sure. So actually, I got the idea from an innovation challenge that I did last year summer, and that was the Solving for Humanity. Actually, don't remember the rest of the name, but it goes by Solving for Humanity, and the project that I entered with was for collective remittances, which is something that I've been researching in grad school.
Right.
And what I did was, there was one of my friends from grad school that joined me on the project, but I also got one of my friends, Victoria Brim, to join me on the project. And she is born and raised in Jamaica, but also studied international development like myself. And while I did a lot of technical research in regards to it, she was able to bring local perspective that I didn't necessarily have. And we ended up winning the challenge. We actually got to present to the president of the HDRO, UNDP HDRO office president. So I was saying that collaboration is something that I think a lot of diasporans need. I mean, granted, I personally had a friend in Jamaica, but part of affinity building, the issue that a lot of diaspora youth have is the fact that outside of their immediate family, they don't have
cross-border connections.
They don't have other youth that they can connect with and network with. So in my head, firstly, the Innovation Challenge would create new solutions for the problems that Jamaica faces. It would get diaspora youth and Jamaican youth to collaborate on topics that are of interest to them. And they're able to network in general. You know, you're collaborating on these projects. And also diaspora youth get to research more about Jamaica in topics that they are more familiar with. So say someone is interested in hydroponics per se. They're like, oh, what kind of programs are happening in Jamaica? Let me research. Oh, might be an issue. I've done research. Okay, let me see what else can be done in this area. You've piqued their interest to want to give back to Jamaica, whether that be through their knowledge, through their investment, through actual coming and volunteering. But I felt that it would be a great way to network, to produce innovative ideas, and to create further affinity with diaspora youth.
Well,
awesome.
So I want to congratulate you for putting this forward, because it's so important for us to hear more from young people like ourselves. No, but and to get this involvement and to pull our second and third and fourth generations together.
For sure.
So I want to congratulate you for taking the lead with that. And today you announced the winner. And the winner is right beside us
Mr.
here.
Pinnock.
Mr. Kevin Pinnock. Congratulations.
Well, to be
Well, it's actually it's a team.
It's a team.
It's a
Team
effort.
Pinnock.
Yes.
Well,
No.
it's Briscoe and Pinnock. Christina
All right,
Briscoe,
Briscoe and
she's a major part of this project as well. Well, she may not be here
Yes.
physically, she's a big part of it. And
Excellent.
I appreciate her contribution because she's more or less the person who funneled my enthusiasm in a certain path. Because it was up to me, my day would have been a bit too wide.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I appreciate Christina.
Tell us about the project.
Yeah. So the project is basically boils down to implementing an agricultural knowledge management system in the agricultural sector. So the idea came from what was implemented in Mexico by their wheat and grains program, where they have a system where they funnel information from both their research department and the farmers in the field. And what that did is that they basically have a repository of information that could better be suited for what the people of Mexico need.
Okay.
And since that idea kind of makes sense in an aspect to where you're getting information from both a knowledge-based sense of people who are specialized in research and development, but people are also doing the physical work out in the field that have a better idea of what the quote-unquote real world has to offer. The idea could work in Jamaica as well, because a big thing our agricultural industry is that we want our agricultural produce to be at a higher quality, increasing yields and sustainability and all that, and everything of that nature. So the proposal in Mexico won an award, so it had a strong backing. So the idea was that if it could work there, and the concept is that it's not about just plugging the system from a location and then just implement it in another place. That's not the idea.
Right.
Because what's best for Jamaicans, only Jamaicans
It has to
would
work
know.
here as well, right?
Yeah. So the knowledge management system basically boils down to the research and development team that we have locally feeds information from the farmers as well, and they do their research and development as a collaborative unit.
Right.
Excellent, excellent. Is there any particular crop that you see yourself focusing on? I mean, you're close to some of the agro parks in Clarendon. You're from Clarendon.
Yes, I'm from Clarendon.
And I know they have a lot of groupings of farmers out there. Is this something that you plan to introduce to them as the winner?
Well, in all honesty, I never really talk about this publicly, but I am interested in doing a farm-to-table business.
Right.
Would work as a subscription service, more or less.
Right, okay.
So, like I say, it's the first I'm really talking about it out in the public. But
so is this like testing the waters for that?
Well, ideally, yes.
Okay.
So it's
So
basically...
this is where we break the news, folks, right? We're breaking news here today,
So
right?
that's basically the idea that I'm working with currently. But the function of the system basically boils down to that. With the collection of information, a big thing in technology is having data and using that data to benefit the people.
Right.
So with that data collected from the system, ideally what will happen is that we'll be able to get big data, and that big data can be used to implement new systems and make recommendations. And the big trend now is having that data to make AI models.
Excellent.
So that's the big funnel.
So it's bringing traditional like agriculture together with technology and integrating that. Awesome.
Can I tell you, you said the buzzword there, AI.
AI. Yes, because that's the big thing
That's
nowadays,
a big
right?
thing.
Artificial
Now,
intelligence.
it is.
Two things I heard today.
But AI
innovation
for good. AI for good.
AI for good.
Right.
So innovation, which is going to be critical, especially in the age of AI,
Yes.
where we'll have all the knowledge at our fingertips. So I'm happy to hear that we're discussing this. And I want to use the opportunity again to thank both of you for the great idea. Congratulations to you and your team member for winning. And looking forward to having it implemented in the field, pun intended.
Definitely.
Right?
We're actually looking forward to a mini tutorial from Asha for the
Yes,
lips,
yeah.
but we're run out of time. But thank you guys so
But
much
listen,
for
the
being
next
here.
interview tomorrow, I
Yes.
think you could work on our co-host, right?
Sure, but if you want a tutorial, I actually do a lot of content on flag-inspired makeup looks. But
Okay.
a tutorial on this will be available on my TikTok and Instagram, which you can find at Jamaican_Bae, B-A-E, on Instagram and TikTok.
Where can we
Excellent.
find you, Kevin?
Well, my social media is I am Kevin Pinnock on Instagram. You can find me as Kevin Pinnock on LinkedIn. Most social media platforms,
You're Kevin Pinnock. All right,
So,
thank you guys so much for being
you.
here at the Diaspora Conference and for talking to us. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so
for
much.
having us.
We are going to take a break and we'll be right back.
Oh.
All right.
You guys are great.
No
You
one
guys
said
are
scene.
awesome.
I was waiting.
No, I was waiting.
Scene. No one said scene.
Good,
One
good, good.
second.
Who is next?
Ooh, ooh,
Who is next?
where's my...
Who is next? Oh, she's a diaspora in New York.
You see, like a embroidered... Ah, there it is. Thank you. Sorry. Who is next, Timothy?
Oh.
Timothy? Oh, sure.
Take off your ring.
Oh, okay.
Also, did you
back on Jamaicans.com with our Riverside wrap-up on day 2 of the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference. And I'm again here with my co-host, Consul General Oliver Mayer.
Good to be here.
How was your day 2, by the way?
Listen, I thought day 1 was fantastic and day 2 has been even better.
Even better.
Yeah,
We
so I
had a
can't
lot
wait for
more
day
people
3.
here today as well.
Yeah, great turnout.
Busy. It was busy. It was busy.
Yeah.
But now on to our second guest, Miss Karen Henry, looking absolutely fabulous.
As we said, dapper.
Yes, looking absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
And Karen, you're from the diaspora, New York specifically.
Yes.
And she is a fundraising strategist from one of the largest woman-led grant-making organizations. I had to get that right?
Yeah.
So you're going to tell us more about how you're raising money in the diaspora and for what?
Yes. So every year, I'm tasked with raising at least $2 million every year, and then we have to figure out how we're going to
allocate that.
Exactly. And most of the women or families or communities that we served are underserved, underprivileged communities who don't really have access to certain resources.
Right.
So what we do is we fund the leaders in those communities because they're already doing the work. They just need the backing.
And the money?
Yes. So we also help them strategize how to keep their organized. We don't fund them one time, right? It's an ongoing 5-year plan that we have because we want to make them sustainable. It's not
it's a relationship.
Exactly. And so after we give them the money, okay, well, how can we help you elevate in other ways, in other areas? And I'm also the marketing director for an organization here called School Jamaica in New York. School Jamaica. It's here in Jamaica. I'm sorry, not New York. It was founded by a great musician called Desi Jones.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So we're definitely now working with his son, trying to preserve the heritage and the legacy of reggae music through teaching and through teaching Diaspora. It's an asynchronous, synchronous, so you can do it online. Anyone can do it online. Young kids, anyone can learn, but just learn about the heritage, because what we've learned is that there's no documented, how can I put it? Document of the reggae music, right? It's always been oral tradition. Like my dad taught me this, or my grandfather taught me this. So now we're just working on documenting it and make it just really bigger than ever.
So
and keep
preserving the culture through documentation and archiving.
Exactly. You got it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well said.
So yeah, just doing that and just excited to be here and learn more about how can I give back, using my skills and expertise in fundraising and in philanthropy. But I want to learn more, like, where does Jamaica need the help? Is it in education? Is it building economic security for women and girls? And how do we build communities to make them thrive? So that's why I'm here, to learn that so I can do something about it.
Awesome.
You know, I'm so excited to hear all your different projects that you're doing, especially with reggae music.
Yes.
Working with Desi Jones. University of the West Indies actually has a project called Reggae Studies. So they actually have a degree program called Reggae Studies. We have provided some scholarships there. And it would be good to connect you in that conversation. The Diaspora supporting University of the West Indies.
Okay.
But my question to you is, how do you select the organizations that get the funding from your grants?
That's a really good question. Yeah, thank you. So I think it goes by the need of the organization. I'll tell you, the first organization, I'll tell you about this one specifically. We call them grantee partners because we partner with them and we give them grants. So it's not like we're giving you money. We want to partner with you and hear what's going on in the neighborhood, in these cities. Where do women or men need help? So this one organization it's called a Call to Men, and mostly we fund women. But this organization, because women's safety, we're like the focal point of their organization. They teach men how to, what's the word I'm looking for? How to properly advocate for women.
Right.
And so we wanted to fund them and fund their work because they taught young men from a young age how to, if you're in a college setting, how do you advocate for a young woman that's in trouble, or what do you say, or how do you become an ally? And so they were doing a lot of work in that sphere. So we wanted to fund them because women's safety were their primary goal. So it depends on if your main goal is to support, invest, keep women safe, then we kind of look at you and say, well, what are you doing? How can we partner with you and amplify the work that you're doing?
So do you have like thematic areas that you work with, or it's just persons can come to you, and if it's
anyone
a really
can come. We hardly turn anyone away who needs funding, especially if they're doing the work. Hardly turn, and like I said, it's mostly in New York City. I want to preface that. It's specifically in New York City. I know you're in Florida, but there are so many organizations who we work with too. I learned that there's a women's foundation of Minnesota, California. So you never know who's there that we can help you and say, okay, what areas in Florida need this funding? What are we all doing?
Let me ask you this. So how has the conference been for you? And tell us, did you present? Are you going to present? Are you on a panel?
I'm not on a panel, but I feel like I'm on a panel.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're here.
Thank you. I was not going to present. Like I said, my main goal was to come and learn.
How has it been for you?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. And I want to share this because it's so powerful. I came to America when I was 6 years old. I came undocumented. I lived undocumented for 35 years.
Wow.
I just got my green card in 2020.
Nice.
For 35 years, and you don't look a day over 25.
Girl, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But yeah, I just got my green card in 2020.
Nice.
So I was finally able to travel. I saw my mom. I hadn't seen her in over 30 years. So my dad hadn't been able to see him or my brothers.
And they're in Jamaica?
They're in Jamaica.
Where in Jamaica?
They're in Kingston.
Oh, okay.
They're in Kingston. So it's really an emotional time. But I said, I have to still process everything, but how can I help? What do I need to do? So for me, being here has been amazing because I'm listening. and I just want to listen and learn before I can really do anything.
Yeah.
So that's been my goal, my plan, and I've learned so much.
So this was really a homecoming for you.
Girl, you have no idea.
Yes.
You have no idea. I'm still trying to process it all.
So it must have hit different when they opened up.
It hit
like,
so different.
Welcome home,
When
Jamaicans.
Minister said, welcome home, I was like in tears.
Tears,
Tears.
yeah.
I'm not kidding you. I
Wow.
was crying. I was like, oh my God. And you hear so much negative things when you're there. But being here, the atmosphere, it's
The vibe's
incredible.
different.
The vibe's different,
The
my
vibe's
girl. The vibe's
different.
different.
Nice,
Yes,
nice,
yes.
nice. So it was this worth your investment coming for
Oh
the
my
conference?
God. There's no, I would have paid more,
Wow.
to be honest with
People
you.
are hearing this.
It's true, it's true.
This is not a paid actress, all right? She's speaking
We
from
did
her
not
heart,
ask her
all
to
right?
say that.
You can't put a price on authenticity.
Nice.
You
That's
can't put a
true.
price on love. You can't put a price on being in a
Yeah.
place where you didn't ask to be. I didn't ask to be born in Jamaica, right? It just so happened. So I know that it's for a bigger purpose, and it's bigger than myself, to be honest with you. So now I'm just trying to, like, I feel like God hasn't given me the entire vision, but He's given me
But the
bits and
stars are
pieces.
aligning for you.
Exactly, and I'm
Yeah.
just walking in, open each door.
Walking in your purpose,
Exactly.
yeah.
So it's been exciting.
Well, I want to thank you so much, Karen, for
Thank
being here
you.
with us. We'll look forward to hearing more from you and
my God,
getting
you
even
will.
more involved in the diaspora.
And
Well,
the
thank you for
amazing
coming.
things that
Listen,
you're
thank
doing.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna raise a lot of money for Jamaica. Okay?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
All right.
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
You can tell us where you got this lovely dress from. I can buy one for my wife. Surprise her,
Listen,
right?
I'll tell you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was good. Good job, man.
Thank you so
Keep
much.
it up. Yeah, man.
I appreciate it.
So when do you leave? When do you leave?
I'm leaving Thursday.
Thursday.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So you won't be here for the day of service.
Oh, right, the day of service. I could probably, we'll see.
Hi, and welcome back to Jamaicans.com. And I'm particularly excited
Yes.
about our next guest because let me tell you, I think our next guest is probably the most hardest working person here that I've seen. She has been everywhere. She has spoken to everybody. She has taken pictures with everybody.
I don't know where she get the energy
I
from.
don't know. And she
Non-stop.
looks fresh every single
Yeah,
day,
yes.
right? Comes out looking fabulous every single day. Minister, the Honorable Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here with us on Jamaicans.com. How has the conference been for you?
It's been awesome. Thank you so much for having me, by the way. And thank you for those of you who are joining us on Jamaicans.com.
Yes.
We really appreciate the partnership in sharing
For sure,
information
for
about
sure.
what we're doing here.
Yes.
The conference has been amazing. It's
I
just,
can tell.
I mean, the number of things that
has
have
happened.
been positive. With just the conversations that you just shared a while ago are amazing. The ones that you're about to share, the people who are coming to speak about their experience here. I think for people to understand that this is the smallest fraction of what the big picture of what's happening here is difficult to absorb, and to use your last guess, difficult to process.
Right.
You know,
and
there's so many things.
We hear so much of those stories, Carrie-Ann story.
Everywhere.
Because when the first I heard the talk, you were the one to welcome home. This is a real homecoming. And for her, it was reality.
Absolutely.
It wasn't just, we're glad you're here. It was, this is the first time I'm coming home in 30 years.
Today, we delivered a passport to a lady who has been away for 40 years.
Wow.
40 years, she has not visited Jamaica at all. She has Jamaican friends and stuff, but she has not visited at all. It's her first time back, 40 years. She applied for her passport. We had a problem because she didn't have somebody to authenticate her pictures. We found somebody to deal with it. PICA processed her, and she got her first Jamaican passport in 40 years. And she's so excited. I'm going to post some pictures with her later because she's literally dancing with the passport in her hand.
I can imagine. And PICA's been on fire here.
Listen, we had a citizenship issue. A gentleman whose daughter had her passport stolen from her in a Central American country 20 years ago. 20 years ago. And they've been trying to solve it with her having health issues and a number of very difficult situations. And we have put him in touch with someone at PICA. We have agreed a process.
Right.
Direct contact information has been shared, and within the month, this will be solved. A 20-year-old issue.
20-year-old
so
issue.
we're having emotional
and profound moments.
Homecomings, but we're also dealing with issues that need to be solved for Jamaicans who live overseas and are here benefiting from government at your service.
For sure. What has been the biggest moment for you? As I said, she has been all over the place, talking to everybody. But what are, not biggest, the most memorable so far?
I've had a whole lot of big moments.
Because there's one day to go. But what has been so far the most memorable moment for you?
PM speech today.
Yeah, it was very good.
PM speech today. PM
was very good.
Very touching.
PM shared not only the facts about the transformational work that is taking place, which is very important for our diasporans who have left 20, 30, 40 years ago, not so much in touch, maybe seeing some of, the disinformation, misinformation on social media, or not really connected, and therefore still carrying in their heads a 40-year-old or a 30-year-old, 20-year-old image of Jamaica. Even a 10-year-old image of Jamaica is an old image of Jamaica.
For sure.
Based on what is being done. He shared the work. He shared the context. He shared the policy and the vision to make Jamaica be her best self.
Right.
And he shared it in a way that was engaging and sensitive to the interests of the diaspora. So I felt, for me, it was impactful because I could hear what I have heard the diaspora wanting to hear. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So that was amazing for me.
And it was. I was watching it myself, and what struck me was how inclusive
Absolutely.
he was. There was something, a takeaway for everybody, and everybody get a little touch.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And there was a spirit of unity as well.
Right.
And sharing that, listen,
and
even though there are political differences here,
giving props to everybody.
We don't engage in the way that we're projected to engage.
Right.
And so Mr. Golding was present as well, of course, and PM demonstrated very much that this perception of and the aggression that people like to foment in social media, that is not the reality of how we live here.
Right.
It's not the reality of how we engage. So we can do better, we should do better, and we can encourage people to do better by example.
For sure.
So that for me, the entire, at every level for me, that was impactful.
For sure. Yeah. The conference, for me as well, and what I've seen, it facilitates a lot of networking.
Absolutely.
You have Jamaicans from across 17 countries coming and converging here.
Yeah.
A lot of network is happening, a lot of business.
Can I share a couple that I've
heard
about?
Yes.
Couple from New York.
Yes.
They're in construction. He's an architect. He's been around for a while in the business, now deciding to buy land and invest in Jamaica. They bought land, 25 acres in Clarendon. We will hear more about it because they're serious and they're on their process.
And this is from the conference?
This is today.
Happened
based on what they heard?
He had come before, but he has been following, been engaging, wants to be a part of what is happening in Jamaica. Has taken a decision that now they will invest 25 acres. Building land has a sustainability concept. Met a delegate from South Africa who is here talking about his new sustainable product built from hemp and limestone, a new building technology, hemp and limestone.
So he made this connection here right at the conference.
They have just met and they are now like,
wow.
They're walking everywhere to they say, so we're responsible for him now because we are now working together on this project. And there's another, I mean, just amazing.
So many stories.
Another one with a gentleman who does community projects to uplift children who are victims of trauma. And he has met with a lady who teaches a curriculum in dealing with trauma and counseling and how you do psychosocial interventions. So they have connected now and are looking at how she can support his projects. So amazing.
It's amazing. And you know what's interesting about that? We had an interview with Minister Hill, and we're sitting at the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce booth.
Thank you, Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce.
Thank you for lending us your fabulous booth. But in that interview, Minister Hill spoke about coming back, investing, buying land, right? So
people
we see this
it.
playing out every day at the conference.
And then, so these are I call them newbies because these are all first-time attendees, right? But then we have the ones, our
diehards,
diasporans from a long time. This scarf was gifted to me by Mrs. Beverly Lindsay of the Association of Jamaican Nationals in Birmingham.
Wow, UK.
They started this organization with her first £100 to give Jamaica support to recover from Gilbert.
1988.
That's decades.
The organization was started to help fundraise for Jamaica to recover from Gilbert.
With her first £100.
And she put in the first £100.
Wow.
Created an organization, and she's still here. She's still coming to conference.
That's amazing.
And so, you know, I was so happy to wear this today. She's here.
Right.
You notice the colors.
And it goes well.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's right.
So to say that we have full circle people, those who have been with us forever and those who are just starting their journey. And all of the energy, it's all centered around love for Jamaica. And that's the connecting factor. And what's not to celebrate about that?
In this conference, youth features heavily in this conference because we can't talk about developing Jamaica and, you know, getting Jamaica to where she needs to be without talking about youth.
Yes.
So why was that such a major feature for this conference? Because we see a lot of young people. Asha was just here. Yeah. So why is that such a
Because we
major...
get it. We get it.
You understand.
We get that young people are not only our future, they are our now. It's not just words for us. We have to be intentional about it.
Right.
It's why we determined to create a Global Jamaica Youth Council as well as the Senior Council so that they're not an adjunct. They have their own agency to make sure that the things they want to do, the things they think are important, are put to the front. It's why we ensure they had a plenary, their own plenary in the major room. And it's why,
on the big stage.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's why we brought in youth leaders from about 5 national youth organizations, or tertiary students, secondary students, Prefects Association, or National Youth Advisory Council, our youth parliamentarians, so that they too can understand the connection and they can now build on that, engaging with our youth council.
And they were well represented here.
Because they have the energy and the ideas to change, and they have the way to sort of get rid of some of the baggage and build afresh, build the Jamaica that we really want to see.
For sure.
Yeah.
Minister, one final, before you go.
Of course.
Tomorrow's the finale, the grand finale.
Yes.
What can we expect for day 3, final day of the Diaspora Conference?
Well, we have the Governor General's Award, where he is in the spirit of mutuality, because remember, we're not only here as takers, we're here about mutuality.
Reciprocity.
Right? And this is why wealth creation and not sending barrel, this is about mutuality. But his awards will celebrate diasporans who do great work in their communities.
For sure.
So it's not only about what they do here, they're community leaders and community servants
where they
in
are.
their country of residence. We also have the 2 portals that we're going to launch, the Jamaica Diaspora Engagement Model, which is an investment portal for diasporans. They've been asking for it for years. How can we get the information directly curated for us and about services for them? And a registration portal that will allow them to share information for networking. How do we find each other? How do we support each other? How do we build each other? Yeah, this is the thing.
So that's community.
Yes. So we, the government of Jamaica, are doing these things to support diaspora engagement, diaspora growth, diaspora wealth creation, and we're doing it working with the International Organization for Migration and the Inter-American Development Bank, the IDB, as well as the EU, who have seen the work that we're doing and are working with us to do more.
Amazing.
Excellent.
Thank you so much for talking to us today.
And
congratulations.
Congrats.
This has been an amazing few days.
It is because we have an amazing team.
For sure.
Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade.
Yes.
Big up on yourself. The best team ever. Right, Minister of State, Permanent Secretary, all our undersecretaries, all our protocol people, all our, I mean, everyone has been working. We have people from accounts here doing registration. So
awesome. Everybody, all hands on deck.
Full
and it has been a fabulous event. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Minister.
so much, and thank you for your partnership.
Thank you so much.
Congrats, Minister.
Thank you.
Back.
Thank you.
Oh.
Just to say. Did I also not mention our great consuls general?
Oh.
And by the way, the number of people.
We have been here, written into the landscape. VM. We are in the business of possibilities and know-how. From remittance to real estate, pension management, investments, business and corporate solutions, savings and loans. We are a strong, integrated group because you, our members, are strong. You are written in our story, and that's what makes us a mutual VM group.
Transform your everyday.
This June 16 to 19 will be a momentous homecoming at the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference. Immerse yourself in the conference and take advantage of the government at your service feature. Access express services to get your passport, driver's license, NHT returns, TRN, and so much more. It all happens on the spot. Register today and learn more at diasporaconferenceja.eventbrite.com. Sponsored by JN Group, VM Group, and Grace Kennedy. A message from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade.
We have been here, written into the landscape. VM. We are in the business of possibilities and know-how. From remittance to real estate, pension management, investments, business and corporate solutions, savings and loans. We are a strong, integrated group because you, our members, are strong. You are written in our story, and that's what makes us a mutual VM group.
Transform your everyday.
All right, in the cameras. Yeah.
And we're looking at you always, right? Not the camera.
The camera.
And we are back. Thank you for staying with Jamaicans.com. My name is Katie Francis, Editor-in-Chief, and this is our Riverside wrap-up on day 2. We're at the end of day 2.
That's right.
Of the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference, and I'm here with my co-host, Consul General for the Southern United States, Mr. Popularity himself. Everybody love him. Everybody love it. He's been the most popular person today. Everybody is like, Oliver! It's amazing to see.
Yes.
But we've had persons here from over 17 countries. Yeah. Jamaicans just converging.
Yeah.
And one of the delegation is from Ghana.
Yeah.
And we have the delegation here.
Yes.
So Miss Lakeisha Ford and Derek Kobina, and you are the president and the vice president of the Ghana-Jamaica Chamber of Commerce.
Wow. Yes. Welcome.
Beautiful.
Welcome.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Thank you very much.
All the way from Ghana. So tell us about the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so the Ghana-Jamaica Chamber of Commerce is fairly new. It was set up last year, December. As a result, we found out that there's a lot of similarities between Ghana and Jamaica. The food, the culture, and everything. And I think most Jamaicans see themselves actually coming from Ghana. So, but we've never had a chamber or anything formal in terms of trade and businesses. So the idea is to help facilitate trade between Ghana and Jamaica, just like any other chamber.
Awesome.
So of course, there's a big thrust right now for us to connect more with our roots and trying to connect more with Africa. Lots of Jamaicans have originated either from Ghana or Sierra Leone, and there's been a lot of talk of getting a flight, a direct flight from Africa to Jamaica. What is your vision of the connection between Ghana and Jamaica?
Yeah, so at the moment, as a chamber, we have one of our new members, Malaika Air, that we are working with them, and they are hoping that towards the end of the last quarter, there will be a direct flight from Accra to Kingston or Montego Bay. So that's something that we are working as a chamber with other partners as well, and hopefully towards the end as well, we are looking at having our first ever Ghana-Jamaica Investment Summit. Wow. Where we are looking at bringing 50 of our CEOs to Jamaica for the very first time.
Excellent.
That's so
excellent.
Great. Yeah.
So how did it start, the whole association?
So, I'll let Lakeisha say a few words as well, but I'm a golfer and I love playing golf.
Okay.
So I happened to be on a golf course with the Honorary Council for Jamaica at the time, and we had a discussion prior to my previous knowledge by helping to set up the UK-Ghana Chamber of Commerce. So he inquired and he was like, I think it would be good for us to obviously do something similar with Jamaica. At the time, I had never been to Jamaica before in my life. So I took a trip down to Jamaica. I was in Kingston for a couple of days. I went back. I had a chance to play on a few of your amazing golf courses. And I was like, I think we need to do this.
So there's a golf connection.
It's a golf connection. And Lakeisha,
Yeah, so honestly, the Chamber of Commerce has been a long time coming. It culminated on the golf course. However, both of our paths converge because I've been in Ghana for 10 years.
Yes. You live there?
Yes, I live in Ghana.
But you're born in Jamaica?
I'm born in America, but to Jamaican parents.
Okay.
Yes, so Jamaican American. But I've been living in Ghana for 10 years. And I saw that there was essentially a gap. Of course, being Jamaican, coming home, and also living in Ghana, I realized that Jamaica's solutions, the solutions to Jamaica's problems is in Ghana. But we don't know it. So as someone who literally lives between both places, I thought we needed to, get the gap closed. Yeah. So I started a platform that looked at the business opportunities between Ghana and Jamaica. And I worked directly with the Jamaican consulate in Ghana, and he was a part of my projects. So I think in him seeing some of my work, when it was time to set up the Chamber of Commerce, they said, we have the Jamaican that's perfect to link with the Ghanaian to do the the Ghana-Jamaica Chamber of Commerce.
Hear the accent still there.
Yeah.
You know, get it from the parents.
Yes.
Of course. So really, the Ghana-Jamaica Chamber of Commerce, the time is ripe for it. You know, we talk about our cultural connections, but I always say when we speak about our connection, history and culture is at the center, but what's the future of that? What are we doing for business and investment? Where are the structures? And really, the Ghana-Jamaica Chamber of Commerce is here to answer that question.
You're leading a charge. You're leading a charge on
what are some of the opportunities that you have seen already? Because you say the solutions lie in Ghana. That's interesting.
Exactly.
That's a profound statement,
profound statement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we typically in Jamaica, we look to the north.
The US.
We look to North America, to Canada, to UK.
Yes.
But we need to look to Ghana. Tell us more about that.
Absolutely. So it's profound because there's truth to it.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a proclivity to look at the US because it's very close, or even the UK because there's such a history there.
Yes.
But when we talk about the problems, you know, we have cybersecurity, as in problems, let's say in Jamaica, cybersecurity. You know, during the pandemic, there was an issue with distributing payments.
Right.
Of course, we have so many other things, just like so many other problems, just like a lot of countries do. But those are two salient issues that Ghana specifically has solutions for. So, for example, I talked about cybersecurity. Of course, this is also an issue on the African continent. And really, cybersecurity businesses are very sophisticated in Ghana, and some of these services could really support, you know, building up systems as service providers and partners, capacity building partners, bringing Ghanaian businesses to Jamaica to build capacity, as well as fintech. I mean, honestly,
that's a big one.
Yes, one of the main things that got me really interested in Ghana and fascinated was the innovation. I mean, they were talking artificial intelligence, building chatbots in 2015.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Like 18, 19-year-olds, you know, so they've always been a little bit ahead of their time.
Right, because we think tech, we think Silicon Valley,
Correct.
right?
Exactly.
But across the continent of Africa, we have seen a lot of really big innovations coming out. So, and technology is a big part of Jamaican, you know, or move forward, right? And, you know, the minister just now talked about getting Jamaica to where it needs to be, and technology is going to play a major role in doing that. So if our brothers and sisters in Ghana doing the thing, we need them to come here to help us do the thing, right?
So specifically in terms of fintech, I mean, across the African continent, there's a solution called mobile money.
Right.
And this is a payment platform or even payment system that is USSD focused.
Right.
So the banked and unbanked can, you know, enjoy the fruits of fast payments.
Right.
This is something Ghana and East Africa has been doing for the past, let's say, like 20 years.
Yes.
These are some of the solutions that I would love to see propagate in the Caribbean, but most specifically Jamaica.
Back home.
I mean, there's also the trade aspect with Jamaica being a maritime point. Like, there's so many things that we can do.
So many opportunities and possibilities.
And for me, to add to that, one of the key areas is infrastructure. I mean, a lot of Ghanaians,
digital infrastructure, physical infrastructure.
Because there's a lot of Ghanaians and Nigerians that are investing, they are buying properties in Dubai, in London and everything. And we want to bring these people here. We feel like, I mean, I drive around and I see beautiful places in Montego Bay and Kingston. And I want my African brothers to come here
and invest right here in Jamaica.
And get properties here in Jamaica. That's one of the key areas that I'm looking at as well.
Bring the money, come.
Yes.
There's one of my favorite artists of all times is Lucky Dube.
Lucky Dube, yes.
There's a song that says, I'm going back to my roots.
Yes.
And I just hear this in the conversation, going back to our roots.
For sure.
Yes.
And I want to, how has the conference been for you both?
Oh my gosh.
It's been amazing. I mean, but for me, I think it's been a real experience. I mean, this is the first time I'm attending a conference like this in Jamaica. We had similar ones in the UK, in the US, but for me, I think the organizer did an amazing job. And they deserve a round of applause. I mean, it's amazing. And thanks to everybody. And I'm going back to Ghana to say, wow, I mean, Jamaicans are up there.
Them go with themselves. Go with themselves.
You see, it's in the blood because you are like us, you're like Ghanaians.
Of course.
It's in the blood. So I know where you guys get it from. You get it from us.
That's right.
Of course. Well, definitely as a Jamaican, I mean, I'm so proud, and especially this is our first delegation as as a chamber, and as well as with the Honorary Council's office, to say this is what Jamaica is doing, and the strength really to bring the entire diaspora together with substantive conversations and opportunities. I'm impressed, but also inspired because it's not just about talking, but there's also execution. I've gotten into some really great conversations in terms of, you know, challenging the thought of what does it mean to have a Ghana-Jamaica Chamber of Commerce, and really speaking to or hearing people talk about what their issues are and what their focus is. It also sharpens us and prepares us for actually serving the market for what we said we will do.
So what I'm hearing is conversations.
Yes.
Connections, cultural roots,
then action taking place. So it's not just talk.
And then I'm gonna bring them money.
You bring in investors.
And that's our tagline: access, connect,
and money.
Trade. Act.
There you
access,
go.
connect, and trade.
Trade. I like that. I like
act.
And you know, in Jamaica, we love a good acronym.
Permission to use that.
That is absolutely fabulous. Thank you guys so much for doing it here. So as you heard, we do it big in Jamaica. We do it in style.
That's right.
Because the convention center is fabulous.
That's
it's a fabulous facility. And so I'm not surprised you were impressed. It's a fabulous facility. It's a fabulous event. Thank you guys so much for being here.
And listen, you have inspired me to do one thing. I'm going to
You're
go.
not going to sing?
No, I'm going to go pick up a golf.
Take a golf.
Get ready.
Get
ready for the investment forum.
For the next one.
But listen, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Yeah.
Are we happy about this partnership? Because we're serious about connecting more with Africa.
With the
so this is very important that you are here. You're part of the process. And we'll work together. We'll keep the connection going.
I'm looking forward to hear more about the Ghana-Jamaica Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We're going to take another break, and then we'll be right back.
Thank you.
All right.
Let's face it, buying a home can be quite stressful and costly. At JN Bank, we understand you have big plans for the future. That is why we've created mortgage options suited to your needs, with almost no money down, unsecured loans to cover upfront costs, and flexible payment plans. We're committed to making the home buying process possible. Let JN Bank make your goal of owning a home a reality. Contact us today and take the first steps towards owning your own sweet home. JN Bank will help you find a way.
It's time to come back. Back to feeling connected again. Back to curious. Back to adventurous. Back to being up for anything. Let's be lively again. Let's be laid back. It's time. Come back to the vibe that comes alive in Jamaica.
Let's face it, buying a home can be quite stressful and costly. At JN Bank, we understand you have big plans for the future. That is why we've created mortgage options suited to your needs, with almost no money down, unsecured loans to cover upfront costs, and flexible payment plans. We're committed to making the home buying process possible. Let JN Bank make your goal of owning a home a reality. Contact us today and take the first steps towards owning your own sweet home. JN Bank will help you find a way.
We're back with Jamaicans.com.
All right. So we're back on Jamaicans.com. Thank you for staying with us. And yes, I am leading out here this time. All right. I'm the co-host here, and we're just so happy about the partnership with Jamaicans.com because we have seen Jamaicans.com grow from strength to strength, have over 500,000 subscribers. And we know that when we speak,
Jamaican-based platforms on the internet.
That's right.
Put some
Xavier
respect on
Murphy.
them.
Yeah, and we want to congratulate Jamaicans.com on the work that they
And
continue
Xavier
to do
and the team.
in sharing the work and sharing all the good news happening in the community.
For sure. And across the diaspora.
That's right. And so we have a very special guest.
Speaking
we have a very
of diaspora.
Yes. A month ago, I could have said just Miss Shauna Chin. Now, I have to say Dr. Shauna Chin.
Right?
Dr. Shauna Chin from the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council. She's the Vice Chair. And she's here with us.
Dr. Chin.
Welcome, Dr. Chin.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you. I see you've been promoted to co-host. This is
elite
very
employee,
fitting.
right? Yes.
I mean, honestly, in the US, we have the best heads of missions, right? We have Ambassador Audrey Marks, who's in my region, US West and Midwest, who does Let's Connect. So every month she has other government agencies, ministers come through so that the diaspora is able to engage with the government.
What's happening
with
back
what's
home,
happening,
yes.
right? Then we have in New York, Consul General Wilson. She does CG on the beat. So she's in the community with the diaspora organizations. And in South, we have CG Mayor, who has High Five. I mean, everywhere I go throughout the whole conference, there's like, is that CG Mayor? And they want to meet the man of the hour. He's very engaging.
I just swell my head about it.
Some pictures, Oliver.
No, but it truly is an exciting time in the diaspora because we have 3 heads of missions at the same time who are engaged.
Very engaged.
We have the government of Jamaica who's saying we want to engage. They've created the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council. Traditionally, there was the US, the UK, and Canada. Now we've extended into the non-traditional regions. We have Africa, Europe, Latin America, the Caribbean.
Okay, we're everywhere.
Yeah.
We're everywhere. We're everywhere.
Yes.
And so I am truly excited to be a part of this entire movement that the government has moved towards because it truly is a good space. I have been in this diaspora thing since I was 19 years old, and now I'm not 19.
Since before you were Dr. Chin. Yes.
Let's say since before I was Dr. Chin. And, you know, from that time, we've been talking about deepening the engagement and truly how to get that done. And so to see all of the suggestions being put into place, it truly is an exciting time for the diaspora.
So, Dr. Chin.
One quick question, because this is something that I see a lot, and I'm sure you see it a lot because you guys are in the diaspora. Just the enormity of brand Jamaica out there in the world. Can you guys speak, can you even put that into words? How enormous a brand Jamaica is, one of the most popular brands internationally. Can you speak to that out in the diaspora?
CG, do you want to go ahead?
Let me tell you, every day I grapple with how big the brand is. Every day I think I have it part, I understand how big it is, but I realize I'm just coming to the understanding of how gigantic it is all around the world. It opens doors. I remember one time I went to a production in London and we could not get in, and we tried every single route, and I just mentioned that I'm a Jamaican. And the girl, the attendant was a Jamaican. She said, come here, boss. And she just put me in first class.
Gone through.
Absolutely. Listen, let me tell you, one of the engagement pieces that we did through last term, the former chair, Minister Leslie Campbell, and myself and 3 other members within the Department of Diaspora Affairs traveled with the IOM, and we went to Ireland. And let me tell you, they were representing there. We had a whole community come out.
Of Jamaicans in Ireland.
Of Jamaicans in Ireland came out to meet the minister. And they come with their flags. And, you know, it just makes you so proud. And then not only that, when we're at the table talking with all these other countries, so it was the Global Summit on Diaspora Affairs. And so this is where countries are coming together, hosted by Ireland, to speak to other countries about how they want to engage the diaspora. So Jamaica has been ahead of the curve, which is what I tell everybody.
People are hearing this directly, right?
Yes.
We had created long ago the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council. Here it is, Ireland is having a whole summit to ask countries, how do you engage your diaspora? And so they have Jamaica at the forefront.
Excellent.
So this is what I try to tell the diaspora. Listen, no big things are going on.
Exactly.
Jamaica. And I know it's so easy because there are so many difficulties that we're not hitting the ball. But I think it's so important to to recognize that we have systems in place, that we are addressing the ball. And not only that, we're hitting the ball out the park.
And when we get it right, we get it right in a big way.
Remember, let me tell you, man, oh my God, we had... So there were bilateral relations where we were able to speak to individual countries, but then there were multilateral relations where everybody was speaking in a large group. Every single country wanted to talk to Jamaica.
Excellent.
Because they wanted to know, how do we get the ethnocentrism? How do we get our countrymen to be so involved? And they were when we talked about the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, they were like, okay, wait, tell me that again. How did you do that? So, absolutely.
No, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, because even coming here to the conference, some of my colleagues from other Caribbean islands, I mean, they have signed up to be here. They came to the last conference. They've asked for support, how to set up their diaspora.
Absolutely.
But Shauna, you are a central part of this movement for the last 3 years. You've been in the community for a while. You have seen the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council in action. You see it behind the scenes, and you see it being implemented and on the ground and the results. What are some of the significant advantages you have seen since its transition to the council?
Well, now that we have the non-traditional regions, an advantage to me is that now you have eyes and ears on the ground that are able to open Jamaica to opportunities that previously didn't exist, that people didn't even know existed prior, right? So like I talked about earlier, we have a representative from the Latin America, and we have, right after conference, we're hitting the deck with the regional conference coming out of Latin America. One of the things that regional member is trying to do is to increase trade and investment. We have, in what she has identified, is that sugar is something that is not traded there.
Right.
Ooh, Jamaican sugar specifically. So she's like, oh, we can do that.
So that would not have happened unless we had those eyes and ears on the ground.
That would have not happened if we did not have, if we had not extended the Diaspora Council into these non-traditional regions. So I'm telling you, it was truly a foresight of the government to say, okay, let us expand, because Jamaicans are everywhere, right? And so I get so excited when I talk about the council, when I talk about my team, because they are incredible people who are doing such amazing work. I talk about Dr. Larty all the time because she's the representative in Europe. Our meetings, I don't know, easy meeting it up, CG. Our meetings are 3-4 hours long. Dr. Larty in Europe, she is up 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. for our meetings. Everybody's present and at the table, collaborating. And that is what I want the diaspora to, throughout this entire conference, to understand. There's a true collaboration happening. And it's and you're seeing the results of it. We have David Jarrett over in Africa. He has already hit the ground with his regional conference. So such exciting things happening with really tangible advantages that we're able to see. And I'm just really incredibly proud.
What would you like to see come out of this diaspora conference? I mean, you have a lot of, most council members have come for the conference.
Correct.
Both the youth and the council.
We're heavily represented.
Heavily represented, congrats. What would you like to see come out of this engagement or the conference?
The most important things that we want as the council to come out of the conference is for the diaspora to understand that there's a true collaboration happening. And it's not just in Jamaica or thinking about Jamaica in one.
So it's not just a government thing. It's
not a government thing, it's a Jamaican thing.
Yes. Good.
Right? And most importantly, it is where Jamaica sits in the global stage. It's not just about us in our box. It's about where Jamaica sits on the global stage. Every country is trying to get to Vision 2030. Every country, Kenya, everybody has a Vision
goals,
2030.
all of that,
And the United Nations has set those sustainable development goals. And as the council, our mandate aligns with those goals to try to get Jamaica to Vision 2030. And we're trying to tell the diaspora, no, Jamaica is saying, the government is saying, let us do this together. We can't do it without you who is abroad. And so if we come together to help Jamaica, when 2030 does come, there's going to be where countries have to then report where they stand globally. And we want to know, where does Jamaica land on that index?
How we way up.
Right?
Against
and when
other
we
places,
see Jamaica's standing, we want to say, oh, we're up, let's up. Right?
Yes.
And we want to know that we did it together.
Excellent. That's important.
Right.
And so our 4 2030 goals R. Empower.
What is this
I'm going to give you.
no.
I'm going to give everybody an acronym to remember it. I'm going to give you an acronym to remember it. It's like when you watch sports, ESPN. So the E is for empowering. We create empowering our people. S is to create a safe environment. P is for prosperity. And N is to create the environment which is safe and natural, the environment.
Okay.
So it's a good way.
So ESPN.
I'll remember that.
That's my
but for persons watching, what CG Mayor is talking about is, so the Planning Institute of Jamaica, or PIOJ.
That's right.
Everyone can go to the PIOJ's website to know what Jamaica's Vision 2030 looks like and how it aligns with those sustainable development goals that he spoke about. And so I think I emphasize and I give people the resources that they can find for themselves, because hearing me talk about it, you might be, all right, who send you, right? But these things, we want to be able to show tangible outcomes, tangible things that people can actually go and physically see. Okay, this is what Jamaica is working towards. So that way, most importantly, they can then identify on these goals where they fit.
That's right.
And we're not just paying lip service to it either.
Absolutely. No. It's not just talk. There's actual
work on the ground
happening, and we can see the results. And that is what I really hope that we get to emphasize at this conference.
I want to congratulate the 28 member team.
We're a 30-member team.
30-member team.
And I should say, because I have to big up my secretariat team. So outside of we have elected members, and then we also have appointed members in different sectors, right?
And tell us some of the sectors that are
so
represented.
There is education, and health, citizen security, of course. Those are three major ones. But we also have development, right? Elizabeth Mulling-Smith, she's out of the UK. We have Peter Edwards, who is our environment sector member. He's out of Washington, D.C. He is actually hitting the road. As a matter of fact, 2 weeks ago, he met up with our minister, just because he's also working within climate change, and he's a mover and shaker, and he was able to meet up with her just separately. So these persons who are appointed, I know, something. They're actually very adept, experts in their field, appointed to the council on merit, and they work hard every day. Literally every day we talk. We have a group chat every morning. I'm either checking in to find out what's happening, in the news. I give them updates and say, okay, this is what you need to know what's happening in the region, so we can issue the information out to within our regions. I mean, everybody stays engaged. It's a lot of work, and that's what I emphasize to other people. I get so excited about my team because
we can hear the passion.
And listen, Shauna, we've worked with you, and you are big on collaborations, you're big on partnership, you're big on Jamaica, you're big on all of us working together. And I want to thank you for your leadership.
Dr. Chin.
Dr. Chin.
We're going to throw that in every chance again. Dr. Chin.
Thank you for your work.
Thank you so much.
For the work of the council. And we look forward to tomorrow. For our session. And look forward to continuing the work together. So, big up.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. That is it for our Riverside wrap-up on day 2 of the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference. We want to thank the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce for lending us their space for today's wrap-up. And the Special Economic Zone Authority.
Which
and of
big
course,
deal.
I couldn't leave here without
the big lady herself, Minister Kamila Johnson-Smith. For her hard work, and of course, Minister of State, Minister Terry Long, who has also been working very hard. Yes, today was another exciting day, and tomorrow is our finale, our grand finale, right? We're expecting a lot to happen tomorrow. So if you have not been tuning in to the live stream from JIS, find it. It has been fabulous. We've seen everything that's been happening, and there's a lot happening. Thank you so much for being with Jamaicans.com again today.
I want to also thank every participant who has come here, who was invested in coming into the conference.
Flying. Absolutely.
Big up.
Yeah.
We love you. We appreciate you taking the time.
Yes.
And
we had over 1,200 persons.
1,200 persons.
Yes.
I won't say where the most of them came from. I wouldn't do that on the show, right?
I won't tell you that on the US, West and Midwest. I won't tell you that really
countries, not just the southern USA, right? 17 countries coming back home, representing, networking, growing, all working together to get Jamaica to where we want Jamaica to be. It has been the vibes,
energy,
immaculate
and
vibes.
Substance.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you tomorrow for our final Riverside wrap-up. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.